Hello, Mickey Elias here with Elias Construction, and today's video is the 8th installment of the 9 things you need to know before your next remodel. And today we're going to talk about what to expect during active construction, during the remodeling process. So basically, during the remodeling process, everything's in my opinion, comes down to a schedule. So our clients receive a project schedule within 2 weeks after signing and moving forward with a project and signing an agreement. So within 10 business days, our clients get a schedule. It's a PDF, and it details every single day, every single week, who's going to be in the house, what's going on, from demo, prep, protect, miscellaneous framing, plumbers, electrician, HVAC, rough-ins, inspections, drywall, hang, drywall finishing, painting, cabinets, countertops, every single day what's happening so that you know in advance what's going on. And then based on that information, clients know when they need to have products selected by based on what I talked about in our last video, which is our client handbook. So in that, it tells our clients how long it takes to get products and when things need to be selected by. And then based on that schedule, our clients know when things need to be picked out. So the schedule, in my opinion, is the most important part of active construction. So a few common questions that we have from clients that we also cover in our client handbook are, will the power be shut off during construction? Which the answer is typically yes, during both the rough-in and the final stage. Electricians will turn specific breakers off for safety and running wiring and things like that. And then most often it's just affecting the construction area, but sometimes if you're doing a basement, there might be an outlet or something on the main floor that's also tied in with the basement. Anything that's necessary or important that potentially would be on a circuit with the basement, that circuit would be fired back up so the client has that. But often the rest of the stuff in the basement would be dead until their return trip, and then at the return trip they'd be potentially turning some breakers on and off, but usually it really doesn't affect much else in the home. And then any breakers that need to be left off after the electricians rough it in, there's a sign on the panel that gets mounted, and then those breakers are left off. The next part is the plumbing. Will my plumbing be shut off? Yes, your plumbing will be shut off at the initial plumber's trip at the beginning of the project, typically, and at the end of the project. And it's usually for a very short period of time during the day, and it's on their schedule so the client knows when their water is going to be shut off. And then if we're doing extensive drain work, such in the basement, if we're tearing out concrete floors and reworking a lot of the drains, then potentially you might not be able to use the drains for a longer period of time, but that will be discussed if that's relevant for your project. Another question is, our furnace and AC, does that get affected? Anything like that? Typically not. So often we might turn an AC or a furnace unit off or something if there's dusty parts of the project, and then turn it back on. Or in the winter months, we might turn up the furnace a little bit to help with drying mud and things like that during that process. We also ask our clients to have a couple filters, furnace filters on site, and then we change the filters during the project, one right after the drywall phase, things like that. We also do a significant amount of dust containment and covering returns and plastic walls and zippers and things like that to contain a lot of the dust, but we also change the filters throughout, but no negative impact on the furnace or AC or anything like that. So the next thing we'll talk about is a dumpster. So you'll have a dumpster on site for the duration of the project, and some clients say, hey, can we throw some stuff in the dumpster? Our policy is, once we're 100% done with the project, then if a client has any construction related debris, we'd be happy to have them fill up the rest of the dumpster. We pay a fee for the dumpster, but we don't pay if we fill it up or not. It's just a fee no matter what's level that we fill the dumpster to, but typically we want to make sure that we can get all our stuff in there first. If a client's doing some of the work themselves on the project, they'd certainly be more we'd certainly be more than happy, and they'd be allowed to use the dumpster for those uses of any debris and things like that that are construction related. Some of the other things that we'll talk about during active construction and what to expect during the process is the first day of construction and kind of what to expect with that. So typically, the dumpster typically arrives between 7:30 and 8 a.m. Or 9 the first day of construction, depending on the company's schedule that day, but we call them in the week before. So that they're there as early as possible. And those would be set in the designated location that was discussed with the client during the agreement or contract meeting. Also, we do daily contacts with our clients, so we call them a progress report or email, to where we send our clients basically a morning email every morning updating them of what happened the day before, what's on the schedule for today, any changes, any questions that we have, just so we can keep an open line of communication with our clients through the duration of the entire remodel, to proactively address any questions or concerns and keep on top of things throughout. So that kind of covers basically most of the stuff I think that's relevant for you guys that need to know at this time about what to expect during the remodeling process. So again, thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and the next video part basically is what to expect after the remodeling process is over, some kind of things, important points to think about with that. So I appreciate the time, and talk to you next time.